Unfiltered Improv, full-flavored comedy from Toledo and beyond.
Hello! You're listening to the radio right here on WAKT, Homegrown Toledo Creatives. We are Unfiltered, bringing you some improvised comedy. Tonight's players are Paul Bergman, Bonnie Schmitz, Ashley Davis, Kate Britt, Brian Poplowski, Mark Holliday, Josh Kyden, and yours truly, Robin Molly. Our first game tonight is called Good News, Bad News. The way this game works is we're going to get the good news about a topic, and then we'll get the bad news about that good news, followed by the good news about the bad news. We'll then move on to another topic by having the person who just gave us the good news give us the next topic. To get started, Josh, can you give us the good news about navel oranges?
The good news about navel oranges is they just snuggle up inside your belly button, so cozy, and you can just pop them out anytime you want a snack.
Bad news about popping navel oranges out of your belly button is that the lint oftentimes gets consumed along with the oranges, which detracts from my lint ball.
The good news about consuming the lint is that it's extra fiber, so you'll be regular. It's great. It all works out. I would love to hear the good news about Rubik's Cubes.
The good news about Rubik's Cubes is that it is not against the law to never do them. And so you can continue to not do them for the rest of your life.
Well, the bad news about never doing a Rubik's Cube for the whole rest of your life is that you are depriving yourself the opportunity to catch that special Rubik's arthritis. There's a special type of arthritis you develop in the wrist. And if you never do a Rubik's Cube your whole entire life, you won't be eligible to contract the arthritis, which means you won't be eligible for the special studies that they're doing to develop the special medication. And I heard that medication gets you really high, so you're really missing out.
Wow. The good news about not being able to get high off the special medication that you would have been able to be on had you participated in Rubik's Cube solving is that the good news about that is that you finally can stay free and clear like your dealer asked you to be. Bonnie, give us the good news about remote controls.
The good news about remote controls is that if you snack correctly, you can really like gum up the keys and you'll never have to use a napkin again. So you get to use it for multiple functions.
The bad news about using your remote as a napkin is you start going through a lot of remotes and they're not cheap, especially if you're using universal remotes. So you're going to go broke just because of your remote napkin habit.
The good news about going broke because of your remote napkin habit is that, people are so money focused in our society nowadays. They've really bought into this whole like kind of late stage capitalism thing. And when you go broke, that gives you an opportunity to kind of opt out of the system that the man is trying to keep you enmeshed in. And it's not any different than Neo taking that pill and leaving the Matrix. So congratulations, you've left the Matrix behind.
Oh, wow.
Mark, can you give us the good news about Tupperware containers?
I've got some good news about Tupperware containers, y'all. I don't know if you know this, but Tupperware helps food keep 3 to 7 days longer than it would without Tupperware.
Unfiltered Improv, sponsored by Tupperware.
The bad news about that Tupperware keeping your food fresh is that you have to eat your mother-in-law's leftover lasagna, and you don't really want to. It wasn't good the first time, and it's still there, so you have to keep coming back to it.
Good news about repeatedly eating your mother-in-law's lasagna is that you learn how to replicate it for your spouse's terrible taste in lasagna. And so they'll love you forever.
Oh,
Aw.
Oh,
Robin, could you tell us the good news about gas stations?
Absolutely, Kate. The good news about gas stations is that these days they're really efficient at cleaning up the spills and the puddles. And it's been at least 3 weeks since the last time I had gasoline all over my shoes.
The bad news about not having gasoline all over your shoes is that when you find yourself lost in the forest and you need to make a fire because you're cold and you want to use your shoe as something to burn, it won't burn as efficiently, and you just might be a little bit colder than you want to be.
Well, the good news about not having an easy solution to make a fire for yourself in the wilderness is that you get creative. You know, what animals' pelts burn best? What can you kill in the forest that'll keep you really warm to satisfy that desire you have? Brian, give us the good news about flamingos.
oh man. The good news about flamingos is that the reason they're pink is because they eat so much krill, and krill would 100% take over the world if they were allowed to. So they're keeping us all safe.
Mm-hmm. The bad news about the flamingos keeping us safe from the krill takeover is, the krill would most definitely be better stewards of the environment and the earth than humankind. So, that's just the reality.
Yeah, the good news about the krill being better stewards of the earth than us is, really that once we're gone, maybe they'll be able to do something with this place. I have hope for the future, but not our future. Right, Ashley, can you give us the good news about a water bottle?
Oh, the good news about a water bottle is that you can take water with you everywhere and pretend that you're going to get your 8 glasses of water a day. You won't actually, but you can think you might.
The bad news about carrying around water that you're only pretending to drink is that mosquitoes start to breed in your water bottle, and then you just have like a cloud of mosquitoes around you all the time.
Well, the good news about having a cloud of mosquitoes around you all the time is that they're actually a really good source of protein. So even though you aren't getting enough liquids, at least you can get enough protein.
And for the listening public, every single member of the cast took a drink of water in response to that.
We're so thirsty. All right. This next game is called Foursquare. Our players for this game will be Bonnie, Josh, Ashley, and Brian. The way this game works is we will have 4 teams of 2 performers, and we will rotate through those different teams for a total of 4 different scenes. Every time we rotate, when we come back to that scene, you might hear it take on a new direction, new shapes, new forms, new sizes, new colors. Oh, fantastic. To get started, can we get some suggestions for Bonnie and Josh? What is an activity they're trying to accomplish?
Fly a kite.
Fly a kite. All right. For Josh and Ashley, where is a location where you would never want to fly a kite?
Swamp.
Swamp. All right. For Ashley and Brian, what is something you would probably never hear someone say in a swamp?
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Okay. And for Brian and Bonnie, how about a suggestion of something that makes you say woohoo?
Pizza.
Pizza.
All
right. We'll go back to Bonnie and Josh. Remind us of your suggestions and we'll get started from there.
Flying a kite.
A kite.
Flying a kite. Josh and Ashley.
Swamp.
Ashley and Brian.
Woohoo!
Brian and Bonnie.
A pizza.
Pizza.
And back to Bonnie and Josh to take it away.
Why don't you go fly a kite?
You wish I could untangle that giant ball of string in that garage of yours.
Yeah, I do. That's why I had you over here again.
I know, and I just it defeats me every time. I just don't have the manual dexterity for it.
Okay, Dad, you keep saying that you're gonna help me out. You keep saying you're gonna help me with stuff around the house. I really wanted you to fix this kite because they're delightful, and you can't do anything. You can't do anything right.
I mean, I feel like that's a little extreme, and it's not fair. Like, yes, I can't fix the kite, but kites are cheap enough. Maybe, just get another kite. Like,
What am I made of money?
I mean, no, I get you're not made of money, but
yeah, I'm made of like muscles and stuff. I'm a person.
Okay, you got me there. You are a person. I was 80% sure you were a person because you're my daughter, and I'm a person. Your mother less so, but
rotate.
Ever since you watched Shrek, you've been taking me on the weirdest dates.
I just thought, like, to me, it was romantic, and maybe I misread a little bit. I didn't anticipate the mosquitoes.
Yeah, I'm allergic to everything in here. I've just become a puffball on all of our dates.
Maybe what we do next time, because I can't, I've scheduled the dates now. I can't go back. But maybe for the treehouse, maybe we put you in some kind of protective plastic suit or something.
Okay, I mean, I guess that's one solution. Another option would be to let me plan the dates.
I mean, that's true. That's totally an option. And I feel like after date number 7, right, in the dragon's lair, then that sure, you're on, you're good for it, right? You can plan date number 8.
I can totally plan date number 8 if I'm still alive to see it.
Rotate.
Whew! That was not what I was expecting.
I told you that your time with me was going to be magical.
I wasn't sure what was going to happen when you put the wizard's cap on, but I was highly impressed.
Yeah. I mean, I can perform, in that way without the wizard's cap, but it definitely inspires me to new heights of greatness with the cap.
Wow.
You were okay with me putting you in the pumpkin and trying to turn it into a carriage? That was fine.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little stickier than I generally like, but it was magical. It was incredible.
Look, I'm not going to lie. This is my first time ever being with someone, and I always thought it was a fairy tale romance was what people wanted. Am I doing it right?
I mean, I can't say that you're doing it wrong.
Okay. All right. Because it seemed really over the top, but you also seemed into it.
I'll be honest with you. I am very high maintenance. I require a lot.
Okay.
Rotate.
All right, look, man, like, I hope you're ready for this ride along. Being a delivery driver is much more than you expect.
I mean, I feel like they do cops in the movies and make them look exciting, but a pizza delivery guy has got to be like the job where you see all the action.
You see everything because nobody wants to misbehave in front of the cops, So like you get the real stuff with delivery.
Hey,
driving,
let me ask you. You ever deliver a pizza to the house and they were smoking a little of the old jazz cigarettes?
If by jazz cigarettes you mean crack, then yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay, kiddo, ta-da!
Okay, I don't want to be like mean, Dad, but like you cut most of the string off. Like
I cut out all the bad parts and I spliced together the other parts. Yeah.
You know how fast I'm gonna have to run in order to make it fly now? Because it should be up in the air, but now there's like 18 inches of string. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You take the easy way out every time.
If I was taking the easy way out, I would have just bought a new kite like I suggested in the first place. This was
Okay,
very difficult. This took me hours of work.
It took you. Okay, we're going to come back to that later. This kite, I didn't want to tell you this. It's really special. It was Mom's.
You and that mother of yours.
Rotate.
This is ironic. I mean, we finally let you plan a date, and look at my throat closing up here.
I'm so sorry. When you said you were allergic to mushrooms, I didn't think you meant the magical kind.
I mean, I think they're all kind of the same genus, or actually they're a whole damn kingdom, and they're all allergic. I'm allergic to all of them.
I'm so sorry, Marcus. I was trying to go along with your, fairy tale movie theme. I wanted it to be a whole Alice in Wonderland situation. I can see now that was a mistake.
Right. If you had just put a little more thought in, you would have thought Shrek 2.
Rotate.
Oh, honey. Oh my God, you're finally awake. Oh, I tried to do a Sleeping Beauty thing, and you've been in a coma for 3 years.
Oh my God. What? I've never felt so well rested.
Rotate.
Yeah. That guy attacked me, so.
Yeah, that was hard to watch from the car.
Yeah, I just kind of wish he was clothed when he did it.
You and me both. I mean, I feel like you have more room to complain as you got way more stabbed than I did, which was none for me.
I mean, can you just, I know this is going to be, maybe immoral, but can you take some pepperonis off the next delivery so I can just cover up the stab wounds with them? I feel like that'll clog it up real nice.
All right, I got to ask, because I'm just here on a ride along and I'm not an established delivery driver. What exactly will that do for your wounds?
I'm not a doctor.
I think that's obvious because you're talking about stuffing pepperoni and stab wounds. I'm just wondering what you think is going to happen.
I'm also not a scientist.
And scene. All right, that was Foursquare. We're going to hand things over to Josh to host this next game.
Awesome. Our next game is called Objection. Our players will be Robin, Paul, Mark, and Kate. The way the game works is this. I will give our players a topic about which they're going to offer legal arguments. Someone will begin, and then someone will interrupt by calling objection. I'll call them, then they will offer a short form version of what their objection is. I will either sustain the objection and they will take over talking, or I will overrule it and the first person will continue talking. And the person who is speaking when I call end of game is the winner and will take home all these fabulous prizes, this entire showroom. So to get our players going, can I get an entirely non-controversial topic for them?
How much memory is a good amount of memory for a flash drive?
Okay, Mark, you want to get us going on how much memory is a good amount of memory for a flash drive?
When I got my first flash drive in 2004, it was a gigabyte, and that was a lot in those days. Now I wouldn't do anything less than.
Yes, Kate.
No one asked for his life story.
Totally true. Kate, take over.
So a good amount of memory is 100 RAMs. And that's obvious. Everyone knows you need 100 RAMs.
I object.
Yes, Robin.
It's too expensive to try to feed 100 Rams.
Sustained.
Those Rams, they eat a lot of food. And I heard that the prices of grain are just still sky high through the roof. We're not getting any grain imports right now.
Objection.
The wheat is low.
Yes, Mark.
Let the NFL worry about feeding those Rams.
Sure, why not?
The NFL makes billions and billions of dollars every year. If the LA Rams players need to eat, they should be taken care of by a company that they support. Now, I'm not going to get on a high horse here about how much money they
I
make,
object.
Yes, Paul.
Mark is getting on his high horse all the time.
You're absolutely correct. Take it over.
Like the last time that Mark got on his high horse, he trampled over me and the rest of the people in my village, left thousands dead with his high
Objection.
horse.
Yes, Kate.
No one asked for his life story.
Sustained.
I was born in 1989.
Yes, Robin.
No one asked for her life story either.
Sustained.
Okay, I understand you were born. I understand you are living. You are breathing. What I don't understand is your need to constantly talk about it. We all have experiences. My experience, it's different from your experience, and that's great.
Objection.
Yes, Mark.
We all have exactly the same experience, and I can prove it.
Yeah, let's hear that.
Okay, so if you're looking at the Four Noble Truths of the Buddha, we all have suffering. That's the first noble truth.
I object.
Yes, Paul.
I don't have suffering at all. Like I'm in a constant
Let's hear
state
about
of
that. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'm in a constant state of bliss. I haven't suffered since halfway through 1977 when I lost.
Objection.
I lost my baseball
asked
glove.
for this guy's life story. Paul's always going off about that time in 1977. He had a traumatic experience when he was birthed. We get it. That was traumatic.
I object.
Yes, Robin.
I actually like this story.
No, overruled.
And since you overruled it, I'll continue so you can continue enjoying it, Robin, because that's what we're here for. Robin's enjoyment. If it wasn't for Robin's enjoyment, we wouldn't be held together here in this I would call it a matrimony.
Yes, Paul.
We would still be held together here, whether or not Robin is enjoying it or not.
Sure, sustained.
So Robin tends to think that it's all about her, and it's not.
I
tend
object.
to think-
Yes, Robin.
It is absolutely all about me.
Let's hear about that.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are all right and everything, but let's face it, it's about me.
I object. We
Yes,
are not all right.
Sustained.
Yeah, so I'm personally not doing okay right now because I think I'm having my feelings hurt, especially when
Object.
Objection.
Yes, Robin.
Nobody asked for his life story.
Sustained, and time is up, making Robin our winner.
Perfect.
Okay. For our final game of the evening, we're going to play a game called Soap-O-Matic. So for this game, I am going to give our players a set of 3 initials, and they will make up the title of a soap opera, beginning with those initials, and they'll give us a little description of that soap opera. So for example, if I said ABC, they might say, always be closing. This is a soap opera about, a group of guys in sales working for a, tough company and competing against one another, or whatever it would be. And at the end of the game, I will choose one of these, and we'll see, and a few players, and we'll see a little scene from that. So players, our initials today come from that classic president of your FDR, and we're going to go in order here. So that means that Mark, you are up.
FDR. And this stands for families doing righteously. And this soap opera is about all those righteous families out there that don't get enough time on air because the network fat cats want to shut us down. But we're going to show how awesome our lives really are. Families doing righteously.
Families doing righteously. Thank you, Mark. Okay, Ashley.
FDR, of course, is Frogs Don't Ribbit. And it's actually a sci-fi soap opera where all of the characters live in an alternate universe where frogs don't ribbit, they moo. And so it's about how we come to terms in this backwards sort of society as people from our universe have traveled to this non-ribbiting universe and how they overcome all of these changes.
Great. Thank you, Ashley. Okay, Kate, you're up.
So FDR, it stands for Freddy's Drinking Rum. And everyone, it's like Cheers, except serious because Freddy's got a real bad drinking problem. And we just really follow Freddy and like, how much rum is he drinking this week? Does his evil twin drink rum? Like there's just a lot to unpack with Freddy's life and the people in it.
Okay, sounds heavy. Okay, how about Robin? What you got?
Well, so my soap opera is called finally, deadly rituals. At last, we have rituals that are deadly enough to be televised and entertaining. Some rituals, they're boring, they're traditional, but they don't have enough death in them. People want to see death. So we are bringing you, finally, deadly rituals.
Okay, thank you, Robin. Paul.
Yeah, so mine's I already developed my own character for it. This character's name is Dennis Richmond, and my show is called Forget It, Dennis Richmond, and it's about Dennis Richmond, about his ideas, how he wants to bring them about to save humanity, and everybody's telling him to just forget it.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Bonnie, what have you got for us?
Oh, I'm so excited. My soap opera, my favorite soap opera, is called Flippant Demon Romance. It's got everything that you see in like a typical soap opera. There's lovers and quarrelers, and but mostly they're very like blasé about it. And it takes place in hell. So
Yes.
Okay, and Brian, what's our last one here?
Yeah, so mine is called Fantasy Dating Roundup, and it's a show about people who are going out on dates based on fantasy scenarios. So say one guy does like a Shrek themed date and goes to a swamp, and then another guy dresses up like a wizard and tries to make a pumpkin carriage. I think it's got legs. I think it's a good concept.
Yeah, I don't know. Feels maybe like something I've seen before. Okay.
I don't think so.
Let me just run those down. Those were Mark's Family's Doing Righteous. Ashley's Frogs Don't Ribbit. Kate had Freddy's Drinking Rum. Robin, finally, Deadly Rituals. Paul, Forget It, Dennis Richmond. Bonnie's Flippant Demon Romance, and Brian's Fantasy Dating Roundup. And I'm going to declare that our winner this evening is Freddy's Drinking Rum, and I'm going to ask Kate, Ashley, and Robin to give us a little scene from that.
Freddie, put down the Mai Tai.
But it tastes so good.
Freddie, will you at least share some of the Mai Tai for once?
Don't enable Freddie.
I'm just so thirsty.
This is how he pulls us down.
Have you ever tasted tropical fusion in a glass? It's coconutty, it's rum, there's maybe some pineapple, I don't know, but it's good.
That sounds so thirst quenching.
It's a trap. Of course it tastes good. It's made out of sugar. It's alcohol made out of sugar. It's just designed to tear your brain and our family apart.
And game. And that's it for our show tonight. Robin, take us home.
Oh, we hope you enjoyed some unfiltered improv. If you didn't laugh at our jokes, at least you hopefully got some good date ideas. All right, everybody, have a great week. Bye.
Unfiltered Improv, full-flavored comedy from Toledo and beyond. Hosted by Robin Molly and Josh Kynan.